Okay, what up ladies and gents, it's your favorite Asian robot right here. Hopefully, your favorite official content creator for the First Descendant. And today, what we are going to talk about is how to farm quantum crystals as quickly as possible. What are quantum crystals? If you go to your consumables, you'll see that quantum crystals are these little things right here. These things are actually needed to create precise ion accelerators. If you were to go to research right now, thankfully I'm right next to a nay, right? And you want to create precise ion accelerators. Let's say I want to create 500. Right now, it's actually going to cost me 325,000 quantum crystals. So this is no small amount and no small amount of gold either. This is actually what is required when you want to do your implanting of reactors, when you want to upgrade your reactors. All of this forms a necessary component of your endgame builds, especially because this is also used to create the data analyzers that allow your reactor to go beyond tier 2. All right, when you want your tier 3 and 4 reactor, sorry, shouldn't have exited the shop.
Go on,
You scroll all the way down, you see dimension analyzers, not data analyzers. Dimension analyzers, each one costs 5 precise ion accelerators. You want to make 100, that's going to cost you 500, which means 325,000 quantum crystals, right? So, and by the way, this is not even enough to get you from tier 2 to tier 5. This is actually going to get you from tier 2 to tier 4. And you're going to need some extra on top of that to get to tier 5. So yeah, it's not easy to do so, and you're going to have to build tons of ion accelerators, tons of precise ion accelerators. So quantum crystals are pretty important in this game, and farming and finding them is a headache because they do not drop very well. That being said, we did actually spend an entire stream testing. If you missed it, all right, we spent an entire stream testing out all the various ways that we can farm it, either by farming reactors or by doing certain activities such as the void fusion reactors. We tested all of it, and I'm going to go through those results with you and explain what is the fastest way to get quantum crystals, okay? Now, before we go into these details, let me quickly show you a quick sponsored ad by Shure, all right? If you guys want to know which microphone I'm recording this entire video with, check out this ad and enjoy, all right? Hey, what up guys? It's your favorite Asian robot right here, and I just want to tell you guys about the Shure MV6 USB gaming microphone. Okay, this thing comes with voice isolation technology to pick you up clearly, a digital popper stopper to eliminate plosives, and you get everything you need to set it up right out of the box. In fact, I'm recording this ad right now with this microphone. So if you like what you're hearing, okay, make sure you check out the link in the video description. Check them out. I do not get any commission from this, so check them out if you want to, okay? Thank you very much. Enjoy the video. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gents. Thank you for watching that short ad. Now, let's talk about how we tested everything. Okay, this right here, oops, let me adjust the window a little bit. Sorry, just gotta adjust the capture window. Don't know why I was off center, but anyway, this is how we actually tested the quantum crystal farm. I recorded everything in an Excel spreadsheet, and this is what we did last night. Let me start by going through it with you step by step. Also ignore me slightly phasing out of reality. As you know, my green screen's not that good. Anyway, let's talk about this. When it comes to the quantum crystals, I started with about 30,547. How we did the testing is very simple. I went to a particular location, which is listed up here. I did a run. I timed how long the run took in terms of minutes, so I could determine the number of crystals per minute. I then recorded my starting crystal amount, how many crystals I gained during the run, and then this effectively shows me how many crystals I got per minute, okay? So, and the starting crystals for the next run would just be starting crystals plus crystals gained equals this amount right here, okay? Very straightforward and simple. So, when we look at crystals per minute, first, let me give you the answer before we go through each one individually. The answer to what is fastest, all right? When it comes to farming locations, the Bunny Road actually gives you about 2,298 crystals on average. Okay, this is because the Bunny Road is one of the fastest areas that you can visit. Later on, I will show you how to do this particular farm. I'll show you all the best farms anyway. For void fragments, you get 750 per run, and the crystals that you gain extra could be if the void fragment drops a reactor. If it drops a reactor, you will gain more than 750 per run. That being said, the void fragments give a standard 750 quantum crystals per completion, and how fast you can complete the void fragment is what determines your crystals per minute. Void fragments, roughly, however, seem to fall about 1,100 or 1,200 crystals per minute, so it's not that efficient. Void reactors, now Kingston is the best with coming at about 2,900 crystals per minute. This is because Kingston's void reactor only takes 20 seconds to complete. It's really, really fast. Okay. Again, I'll show you how to do this, but basically, if you want to target a void fusion reactor, Kingston is currently the champ, all right, at 2,900 crystals per minute. Assuming, of course, you start and stop perfectly. Okay, because although it takes about 20 seconds to complete, there could be a slight delay. Now, it doesn't take long. The delay is less than 5 seconds. But this is roughly what you will get if you were continuously doing it. It's actually best in duo. So one person starts it, the other person kills. Then the other person, then just keep going. You don't actually have to open up the orb, the reward sphere at the end. You don't have to open up the constructor, which will not cost you void fragments. You can simply just start and stop the reactor. Start, kill, start, kill, start, kill, start, kill, and you will get the void crystals. I will show you this later on. Okay? We also tested some of the other void reactors, but for all of this, right, when it comes to farming, like I said, Bunny Road, when it comes to void fragments, they're all the same. It just depends on your completion time. When it comes to the void reactors, Kingston wins. And last but not least, we tested the 400% runs, Void Vessel, don't waste your time with these. And the Infernal Walker is the best overall. Depending on how fast you can clear your Infernal Walker solo, and I will demonstrate this again later, you can actually get between 3,000 to 4,000 crystals per minute. So Infernal Walker using Haley solo runs, or whatever you can solo, as long as it's under 1 minute, as long as the kill time is under 1 minute, all right, you will gain the most crystals per minute. Even if it was less than that, you still get about 3,000 per run. So even if it's slightly over a minute, you're still okay, because as you know, some fights get a bit glonky, but the value is not just the crystals per minute, because guess what? The Infernal Walker also drops precise ion accelerators and the normal ion accelerators and nano compounds as well. So this gives you more bang for your buck than what is actually shown here. Therefore, the Infernal Walker is still the fastest way to actually get quantum crystals. That's why I farm him now regularly, because it is insane how quickly it goes. That being said, if you cannot solo him, or you feel that you're not comfortable soloing him and you cannot get your kill times under 1 minute, then go to the Void Fusion Reactor in Kingston and you'll have a much easier time. Okay? All right. Now, let me go through all of them and explain what we did. For now, this is the detailed explanation, so you can skip this entire section, move on to the next one. It's all timestamped anyway. Okay. When we went to the Valby Road takes about 3 minutes to run because you have to keep going in a circle. Although the amount of crystal gains is about like between 2,500 to about 3,000. Again, it depends because it's not consistent. You will gain only about 900 crystals per minute, since the Valby run itself takes 3 minutes to complete. So this one was deemed inefficient. Kyber Mine, which is in the Sterile Land, all right, took 5.5 minutes to complete. All right. This is just going by the mission profile, not even including the start and stop time and stuff like that. But then again, missions, you can just restart them, right, if you're the host. We ran, of course, solo, privately, to do all this testing. We only gained 1,816 crystals. Again, all of this is with the same consistent equipment. So we had equipment drop rate increase in order to ensure that we were getting fair tests. And I did not gain much at all in Kyber Mine, considering that I spent 5.5 minutes in there. The enemy spawns just couldn't keep up. I know many people like Kyber Mine, but it just doesn't keep up in terms of the amount of loot drops. Just saying. So we only ended up with 330 crystals per minute. It was quite ineffective. Bunny Road for farming is by far the best. And later on during the demonstration section, I'll show you how to run each of these, each of the best ones. I'll show you exactly how to run them. All right, so you can get the timings I got. It literally takes less than half a minute to run Bunny Road, assuming you're running my build, especially with fellow picking up your loot, right? And the amount of crystals gained per run varied. It was between 600 all the way up to 1,800. Again, it is loot drop dependent, but on average, throughout all your runs, even with the lowest runs included, you get about 2,290 on average. So if you want to farm an area and farm reactors, let's say a good reactor drops there, you might want to hit Bunny Road, because that is the best bang for your buck, and you can also get tons of quantum crystals, okay? For void fragments, we tested a random one that we could clear in under a minute. It was actually the old bunny cave. All right, so we tested it there, and we noticed that the crystals gained is a standard 750 per run, not including the reactor that you dismantle. If you dismantle all the reactors, you get a bit more. But effectively, it still took, even though it's the old Bunny Road, it still took roughly 40 seconds to complete, which means that it's less efficient than the Bunny Road, and overall not efficient at all. So Void Fragments, you may not want to do it unless you can clear a Void Fragment in 10 seconds. I don't think there's any Void Fragment that can be cleared in, not 10 seconds, maybe under 20. If there's any Void Fragment that can be cleared in under 20 seconds, let me know. Please make sure that there's no bugs, exploits involved. But if you can clear a Void Fragment in under 20 seconds, now you need to fully clear it. That's the only downside. So I don't think there's any that's as fast as the old Bunny Cave. But if you fully clear it, then what will happen is that you get the quantum crystals at the end, 750 each time. If you can clear it under 20 seconds, or if there's any that you know that you can clear under 20 seconds, you might actually have good luck with this methodology. For the Void Fusion Reactors, we tested, like, say, White Knight Gulch, as well as Kingston. White Knight Gulch ended up a little lower than Kingston. The completion times were roughly the same. So this is the White Knight Gulch Mountaintop Reactor, but Kingston was just doing better. I don't know if it's the creatures there, but they seem to drop more reactors. So that's why Kingston ended up better than the White Knight Gulch. But in actuality, all Void Fusion Reactors drop the same amount of quantum crystals, 750. So whether you do Kingston, White Knight Gulch, or any other Void Fusion Reactor, as long as you are killing it in under 20 seconds, you're good. If you're taking longer than 20 seconds to kill it, you got a problem, all right? Kingston so far was the best that we found, but listen, you can go to any that you can kill fast in under 20 seconds, all right? And hopefully they will drop enough reactors to give you the extra oomph. The Kingston ones seem to drop reactors more than most. I don't know why. Okay, then that was it for the Void Fusion Reactors. Then we went to the Infernal Walker. I tried with Viessa first, and my crystal per minute rate was quite bad. This is because Viessa takes about 1.5 minutes, between 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes on average, but realistically she usually doesn't take 2 minutes. And you will still gain about 3,000 crystals, but because she takes longer than 1 minute, the crystal per minute amount drops drastically compared to Haley. However, what I will say is that Viessa is very consistent. So although Kingston is better than Viessa solo runs, you do also gain value from directly getting the precise ion accelerators, green vouchers, whatever else you want. But if you cannot do it with Haley, that's okay. Use Viessa and you can just do Viessa runs. Like I said, it's about a minute and a half, right? And it will get you the 3,000 crystals, which effectively equates to about 2,140 per minute. Okay, so be aware of that. Then we tested the Void Vessel 400%. These two you literally can just ignore because they're absolutely worthless. They are literally garbage. No need to care. And finally, when we did the Infernal Walker Haley solo runs, we started to go through it. And although there were a number of failures in between until we got the method perfect, what I will say is that with Haley, in general, we were under 1 minute, which therefore gave us plenty of crystals per minute because the crystals gain amount is still the same, but if your effective rate is much higher depending on how quickly you can clear it. Most runs were about 50 seconds or so. Okay, some occasional runs were 40 seconds, but we couldn't really take those into account because those were just lucky crits. And of course, some runs were failures, but we couldn't take that into account because that was just unlucky pattern. They don't happen all that often if you have the right build and the right pattern down for Infernal Walker. So for me personally, Infernal Walker is the best. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the best of these, all right, and how to perform each of them in turn. So what we're going to do is we're going to get started straight away. First and foremost, let me start by showing you the Bunny Road. Now for the Bunny Road, all right, the Bunny Road demonstration is very simple. You have my 400% farming build right here. We're now going to go to the Bunny Road in Echo Swamp. We go private, all right. This is the environment contamination zone. So go to Echo Swamp. Okay. Now you only have to do this the first time, so there's a little bit of additional startup time, but if you start the mission and you start running straight away, make sure you charge up a little bit of electricity beforehand, you can immediately start killing these enemies. Now there's a particular pattern to this to do it fast. You want to go over this grill, then go over this one right here, then this marker comes through. Okay, once this marker comes through, you're fine. Okay, you just sort of barrel through right here. You can make a move backward if you have to, but you can also pick it up on the next run. All right, and that about completes the mission. Now, after you complete the mission, you want to just either restart it, or you can come here and just start it again. All right, this will, either way, it's going to cost you a little bit of additional time, but the total mission completion time is 29 seconds. So roughly every half a minute, you're going to be gaining. Now, how much do you get from this? You'll get quite a few reactors that drop, and if you dismantle all those reactors, that's how you get the amount that we stated in the test. So this is the Bunny Road farm. This is how you perform it. It's very straightforward and simple. For the now, we're going to go back to the Void Fusion Reactor. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Kingston. Okay, the Void Fusion Reactor is up here, and that is in the Grand Square. Okay, so this is the Void Fusion Reactor you're interested in. We're going to go to the Grand Square, and then we're going to change to my Sharon farming build. So we're going to switch over to that real quickly. Once we do, I'll show you how to clear the reactor, where it is, and what to do. All right, completion time, like I said, is roughly 20 seconds if you know where the spawns are, and the spawns are very easy because it's only 2 spawns, and you can kill them fast. Okay, Liza P build, apply. Okay, Joyous. So this is my Sharon. You should recognize her. I'm going to slightly move my cam over. Okay, the Void Fusion Reactor is over here. Now I'm going to show you a little additional stuff. Take note that I have 11,062 inorganic void shards. Okay, so we're going to head over there right now. 11,062. We're going to clear this thing, okay? And I'm going to show you that as long as I don't pick up the reward, it doesn't consume my void shards. So this is the reactor. You want to start it up. Okay, watch closely. From start to finish. Kill this guy, then you want to come up here. Around the tree area, go stealth. You see where he spawns? He should spawn... Oh, okay, right there. Sometimes the spawn goes a little awkward, so sometimes I like to stand back. But if you do, you should get about 22 seconds. Right there. All right? You can actually get it under 20 seconds. All right? And you get 750 quantum crystals. If you dismantle the reactors that you got, you'll get more. All right? Do you remember how many void fragments we had? 11,062, right? So let's check. Did any get consumed? No. 11,062 still right here. So as long as you're not opening this reward device, as long as you don't touch it and open this, you can perform this Void Fusion Reactor as many times as you want. Okay, we're gonna do it again one more time just for demonstration purposes. Demonstration purposes. Sometimes when I talk too fast, the words don't come out. I swear to God. Okay, that's one done. You can actually take a leisurely stroll up here if you don't want to get in the way of the spawn. But doing that, there you go. And you can actually fly back here before the results screen even comes up. That's 17 seconds, but roughly it will still take you 20 seconds, including the time it takes to come back here. Okay? You're getting 750 each time with some reactors that you can dismantle. Now, let's check again. How many did it consume? None, because we did not open the reward device. So take note that you can abuse these fusion reactors and just keep opening forever if you want to. Okay, you can absolutely do that, and, you know, there's nothing that can stop you. All right? Oh my God, am I still phasing out of reality? Okay, that sucks. Sorry, give me 1 second. I hate phasing out of reality on my own screen. Someday I'll get a proper professional green screen. Okay, now you've seen the reactor, you've seen Bunny Road. One last thing to demonstrate is the Infernal Walker. The Infernal Walker is the best bang for your buck, but you are going to need to know exactly how to do it. Now, for me, I don't have a super hyper best in slot build. I have what will work. It's decent enough, all right? Not necessarily the best, but decent enough, and it will work to get a sub 1 minute kill. If you guys have not yet seen my guide for the Infernal Walker, you might want to check that out. We're going to use the Haley build for this. Now, I did manage to finally roll rounds per magazine. 11.8% is enough to get 11 shots in your mag, but you are going to have to use compulsive magazine, which does dampen your weak point damage, but it's fine. It's a worthwhile cause. All right, so you get an extra shot in your mag with that, plus the rounds per magazine. 11.8% is what you need. Module-wise for Haley, I put in every single crit mod. I know skill insight is considered a bit of a waste, but I felt that my crits without it were horrendous, so I left it in there. If you don't feel you need it, you can take it out and put in whatever else you want. Probably squeeze out more damage, but I basically just made as much glass cannon as possible with just 2 HP mods to survive. If you want to dump the HP mods, you can as well, but I would suggest but this is what works for me, and this is what I've done. You can do things differently if you want to. Okay, so here we go, private run. I will just do a quick demonstration of what we did. You can actually see on stream that we did multiple runs, getting the methodology correct, getting the methodology so-called perfect. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but as perfect as can get while still being lazy, because as you guys know, I don't like to do those runs that are hyper perfect, or you need to do this at this exact moment, you get this good. I choose a just good enough methodology. You won't get the best results with this. I'm certain there are other people out there who can show better results than me, but this is what works for the average person. Now, when you go into the field, do you see these pillars here on the right? Go between these two, all right? Right up on the stairs right here. This, I find, is the perfect sniping spot. Now, as soon as he starts to turn, scan and shoot your first skill and go for the eye. All right, this is with the perforator in my hand. Okay, I'm shooting my shots. Try not to miss, but if you miss, it's okay. Also, make sure to spam your first skill while shooting him. Boom. If you get lucky with all your crits, he should be on this much health. Then you run away, because at this point, you got no MP to speak of. This is why some people go super glass cannon to try and one-phase him, which can theoretically work, but I'm going to show you a little trick here. Once your MP is back up to full, all right, dodge his attacks, then once you are almost with full of Cold Fury, you can actually use your Storm Snare and shoot him through a wall. Okay, the wall does not block your Storm Snare, but it will block his shots, therefore helping you out. Then it's just a matter of finishing him off with the snipes, and there you go. Okay, that's how you kill the Infernal Walker solo with Haley. Okay, now the regeneration of your MP is going to be the slowest part of this. If you have even more perfected stuff, you could actually get him almost close to one phase, which is ridiculously awesome. But this is my 53-second run. I can perform this fairly consistently, about 3,175 here, with 2 precise ion accelerators, 24 ion accelerators. So realistically, this is not a bad farm. And this is what I do. As long as you can get sub 1 minute, your crystals per minute is actually higher than what you acquire, because you can just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. That being said, you do have to take into account loading time. That's the only downside. Unlike the reactors, you have to take into account loading time here, which can cost you up to 30 seconds each time. Therefore, the actual run time is longer than the 1 minute shown. So if you have trouble fighting this guy, just go straight to the Kingston reactor. It's super boring, but it's one of the best farms. If you do not wish to get yourself bored, you want to farm a little bit of extra gold, you can go Bunny Road. Last but not least, Infernal Walker is a great choice if you can handle him solo. Okay? All right. That brings me to the end of this video. I have demonstrated each and every single one of these methodologies to you. It is up to you to choose which ones you want. Okay? I reiterate again, the 3 best options you have: Bunny Road, Kingston Void Fusion Reactor, or Infernal Walker. These are the 3 best bang for your buck. The rest are not even worth considering. They're not even in the same league. If you can find a void fragment that you can clear in under 20 seconds, you can use a void fragment. All right, that's the end of it. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope this helps you farm the quantum crystals that you need. All right, and before we go, we always have to thank our top supporters on the channel. Let's see who's the top this month. Let's bring it up right now. January's top supporter list includes CG Mayhem as our top tipper, Bravo7910 as another top tipper. Top super chatter includes Lawbreaker right up there. Top super chatter list includes D. Russ, Phil the Megapint, George Tishan, Chanel Name, Sir Tommy. Thank you guys so much. Top channel membership gifter is Arcane Silver 300 and D. Russ. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all have a good one. Go farm your quantum crystals and slowly devolve into insanity just like me.